I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about, we've spoken about this several times, the miracle of coconut oil. Okay, when I say coconut oil and the miracle in coconut oil, it doesn't make other oils look bad. We just take away the best from this one oil that exists. It's existed in our country for the longest time, and then it was replaced with commercial refined oils. It was replaced with olive oil, the whole olive oil craze, which is nothing but smart marketing. People blindly get addicted to smart marketing. So they showed you how a Mediterranean diet can, lower heart disease and all of that stuff. And, but we're not the Mediterranean country. We don't have the Mediterranean climate. We don't have the Mediterranean ingredients, none of that. So it's not an applicable oil for us. It's a great oil to have, olive oil, when you add it raw to your salads, period. Every Indian out there cooking their meals in olive oil will have high cholesterol levels, high triglycerides levels, high inflammation, joint pains, and all of that stuff. You are not supposed to use olive oil for cooking Indian food. It has a very low smoking point. So what did the olive oil companies realize? That when Indians started getting smarter with this, they processed their oil and they said, we have a new olive oil which is meant for Indian cooking. Any oil which is altered in its composition, becomes unsafe and will create more inflammation for you. The best oils that you could eat are oils which are cold pressed or wood pressed. Like, go back into traditional India. People took their coconuts or people took their groundnuts, they went to a mill, it got pressed into oil, and you use that oil to cook. At that time, we had the lowest amount of heart disease, the lowest amount of diabetes, the lowest amount of cancer, and so much more. Refined oil is like slow poisoning. Now, yes, there is a debate that people will say, but it's cheap. Exactly. It is the cheap things that make us sick. And if we go back to support wood-pressed oils, cold-pressed oils, mills, they will come back up. They will run out of business because of the entire refined oil mafia that came in. And because the refined oil mafia works on volumes and have millions of people buying it every day, that's how you control the price. It is all about supply and demand. That's how they control the price. Plus, it is extremely cheap to produce a refined oil. Most of it is bleached, most of it is, it goes through so much of bleaching and so much of heat production. That's why it's cheap. As we get smarter and smarter, you can still go to a mill, and you can get cheap cold pressed or cheap wood pressed oil. It's not expensive. It's expensive when you buy it off the shelves in the markets. But if you still put in that effort to time to get your mill to produce oil for you, it's cheap. I'm going to talk about coconut oil. I can go on for hours and hours and hours because we've been studying the medical and the scientific research behind this. Most of the scientific research of coconut oil is taken from the island people and people living in tropical islands and countries where the primary ingredient in every food is coconut. They drink coconut milk, they consume coconut meat, the base of their curries are coconut, they have coconut oil, they use it for their skin, their hair, and these populations had unheard cases of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. When these populations, and part of it, the affluent part of these populations, got into more wealth and money, and they started copying, Western civilizations and using refined oils, replacing coconut oil with canola oil, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and all of these issues shot up right then. Their diets were 60 to 70% coconut. The world made us believe that saturated fats and coconut will make you fat. But here's the new science. Coconut oil is the only oil, one of the only oils. That's why it's called an MCT. That's a medium chain triglyceride or a medium chain fatty acid, an MCFA. How that works is, and that's why nutritionists and scientists love this oil for certain diseases and conditions, because it gets processed directly by the liver into energy, which means it will not store as fat, unless of course you overdo it. Secondly, it doesn't require pancreatic enzymes to break down medium chain fatty acids. So this becomes great for people with type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, people who have their gallbladders removed, people who have pancreatitis, people who have pancreatic cancer. Because if you try to give these patients refined oil, you are going to expedite and progress their disease rapidly. But when you give them a medium chain fatty acid like cold pressed, really virgin coconut oil, it goes through the liver. The liver converts it straight away into energy. Every other oil that you have, all your polyunsaturated oils, your groundnut oil, all your refined oils, get converted to fat. They do not get processed in the liver. You need a lot of enzymes to break it down. That's why you have deep fried food, which is made in the wrong oil. It makes you feel heavy. It makes you feel nauseous. It makes you feel full because your pancreas have to produce so many enzymes to break it down. But coconut oil, we give it to our patients who are end of life, who are dying, for energy. Because that oil, when consumed, will create energy in the body. It does not work like refined oils. And that's why we tell people, just don't Google foods. There's something called food synergy, how it breaks down in your body and how it's utilized. So today I'm going to start head down to the toes, okay? Coconut oil for your hair. We know it. It was India's trade secret. Not even a secret when it came to the most beautiful, the most lustrous, the most thick, the most black hair. People use coconut oil. Coconut oil nourishes your hair follicles. A lot of hair follicles, people have weak hair follicles. Number one, most women who go through hair coloring, hair treatments, hair straightening, they have weak hair, period. Okay? Forget about vanity and looks. Because we dry up the hair follicles. We have microbes over there and we have sebaceous oils which are meant to protect our hair follicles and help grow hair. But when we go through these treatments and all these chemically induced shampoos, we dry up those hair follicles. We take away all the oils. A medium chain fatty acid nourishes that again, and that's why coconut oil equals hair growth. A dermatologist in very, very rare cases will tell you not to use coconut oil. But anyone moving you from a coconut oil to a fancy shampoo or a fancy cream, you got to change your dermatologist at that point. Because we all know that coconut oil is the most nourishing food on this planet for your hair. And like I said yesterday, I have people at home right now who were too busy to oil their hair when they were busy, when there was no lockdown. Now they're oiling their hair thrice a week and there's only one result they have. Hey Luke, my hair is better than before, period. Hair, your face and your skin. Of course, if you have very oily skin right now with acne, applying any oil directly on your face may make it worse at first, but then it'll make it better. Again, you have sebaceous glands, you have natural oils. Every time you have a bath with a soap, a body wash, whatever it is, okay, you are wiping off these natural oils, which actually makes your skin drier. So here's the whole scam about moisturizers. Moisturizers will make your skin feel soft and it'll make your skin look good for a while because it hydrates your cells with water. But after a while, that effect comes down and you need to put more and more moisturizer, which means you keep putting moisturizer to have good skin. But when you put coconut oil, okay, or certain oils which are really good for your skin, you allow your skin to take in that moisture, take in those oils, and your sebaceous glands keep working, and that oil is fantastic for your skin. It is a natural moisturizer. So please don't be fooled by all this smart marketing. Now you get a moisturizer which is a coconut oil based, fantastic for you. You get a body wash or a soap which is coconut oil based or essential oil based, that is fantastic for you because it helps you retain moisture and oils. It's not just about moisture, it's about oils. That's why you see some people who only moisturize themselves. Look at them when they've not moisturized themselves and they look completely different. Their skin, everything will look completely different. They're dependent on moisturizers, but you need to move to an oil base and it will sort out most problems. There are very few cases where people may be allergic to coconut oil on their face and stuff like that. Other than that, it is great for you. Now you come down to the health of your thyroid, the health of your throat, your immune system, your heart. Coconut oil is a fantastic oil. Let's be honest, it's a saturated fat. There is nothing wrong with saturated fats. That's how the world and the oil associations made people believe, because they wanted to sell you polyunsaturated fats. So they made saturated fats the demon. What two oils in our country contain saturated oils and fats which are now superfoods being consumed across every country in the world? Coconut oil and pure ghee. Saturated fats used as medicine in our country, demonized by the West for creating heart disease. People should understand that heart disease is caused by inflammation, not by cholesterol, by inflammation. Everyone who dies of heart disease have died because of inflammation in their hearts. And we know that today. We know that because all the science and research has come out saying that, yep, saturated oils are actually good for our heart. Now, if you go on abusing saturated oil and start drinking tablespoons and bottles of it, you're going to have every possible disease out there because too much of anything good is going to harm you. So your saturated fat in coconut oil is actually good for your triglycerides, good for your good cholesterol, good for your bad cholesterol, good for keeping inflammation low in your system. It is a great food for your thyroid gland, because the T3 T4 conversion, you have your T3, you have your T4, and you have your TSH. The conversion of T3 and T4 happens in your liver. Your liver uses coconut oil as an MCT to provide energy and correct your T3 and T4. Every patient we have out there in the world who we have reversed their thyroid condition till today has used cold pressed coconut oil in their protocol. Period. That is their medicine. Okay, coming down to diabetes. Okay, like I said, type 1, type 2 diabetes, coconut oil is fantastic for your diabetes. When you look at diabetes, you don't just look at your sugar levels, you look at the health of your pancreas. Your pancreas produces insulin. Insulin has everything to do with thyroid. Insulin insensitive people, resistance. Okay, coconut oil helps the cell membranes of your cells to be more welcoming to insulin, which is a big problem in diabetics. Come down to your gut health. Coconut oil today is used to kill candida. This is a fungus that grows in your gut, leading to sugar cravings, insane sugar cravings, candida, thrush, vaginal discharge, low immunity, and everything else. Coconut oil is used to balance out the microbiome of your gut. It is used to keep the lubrication in your small intestines and your large intestines clear, which also helps you with constipation. Coconut oil for your brain health. Let me go back to the top. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia. Anyone who comes with these conditions to us, the first thing they put on is coconut oil, because coconut oil has the ability to boost cognitive health. Coconut oil can break down into ketones. That's why the keto diet has MCTs in them. Ketones are able to cross the blood-brain barrier and nourish the cells in your brain. Very few foods and nutrients can cross the blood-brain barrier and reach your brain. So we have seen how Alzheimer's patients' behaviors, Parkinson's, how the tremors actually start reducing when they add coconut oil to their lifestyle and to other aspects of their diet. Now, when you add coconut oil to your diet, that's why I say the best thing to do is cook in coconut oil. Some days, some dishes. The other days, use pure ghee or cold pressed oils depending on the state that you live in. If you don't like cooking your food in it, you can consume a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, depending on your height, your weight, your particular condition. But if I'm going to have 3 tablespoons of coconut oil raw, I need to balance it out with the total intake of cooking oil that I use in my food. Everything is balanced. Coconut oil for arthritis and joint pains because it is highly anti-inflammatory. Coconut oil like breast milk. Why do I insist, and a lot of people insist, that if you can breastfeed, you should breastfeed your child until you stop producing breastfeed. At least a year or 2 years, because breast milk is the only food that contains lauric acid and caprylic acid that boosts your child, your baby's immune system, and it also helps you re-regularize your hormones that have gone topsy-turvy because of your pregnancy and your delivery. So you have lauric acid and you have caprylic acid. This is found in coconut oil. Today people are making caprylic acid and lauric acid extracts of coconut oil, and they are sold as nutraceuticals to handle certain cancers, gut problems, H. pylori, and all of these issues. Coconut oil has found its place in the treatment of AIDS because of its antiviral effect. Patients with AIDS have a very high viral load, and consumption of coconut oil can reduce that viral load. So it's highly antiviral, which is why we say coconut oil is your miracle oil when it comes to your immune system. Please understand this. South India, it is your oil that you'll grew up on. Go back to coconut oil. Most of your health problems that you'll have right now will get reduced. Of course, you need to stop eating so much of carbohydrates and start being more active as well. But coconut oil, like other cold pressed oils, like your pure ghee, these are fabulous fats which are used in the Ayurvedic system as a medicine. But we see saturated fat makes us fat. Coconut oil does not make you fat. In fact, it can help you lose weight because MCT will be converted into energy, which will also boost your metabolic power. And it is your metabolism that helps you burn fat and keep it off. It's not your dieting, it's not your over-exercising, it is your metabolism. You have a high metabolism, your body will work for you to keep your weight in check even when you're not working out. And that's the beauty of coconut oil. There is so much more to talk about it, but in a gist, this is what it's good for. At this point, we can use it for our immune system. We can use it for beauty, hair, skin, and everything else. The right proportion, the right quantity, and the right quality. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.